Good morning and welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance. Obviously, daylight savings time is kicking my butt, so sorry we're starting late. Welcome to everyone. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist, and actually our card is kind of relevant for this today, so I think that's funny. We have the Wild Offerings deck by Tosha Silver, and my flip screen worked today, so we're off to a rousing good start. And the card, again, I always want to show you the back because I just think that's so cool. There's Ganesh. Love him. All right. And our card is Impatience. Impatience. Good morning to whomever just jumped on. Your name isn't popping up, but Luann. Glad you're here, Luann. We have impatience for today. So, I think this card is designed to put some things in perspective for us, as they all are. But this one, today we have freezing fog. Who ever heard of freezing fog? So I have my ladies' coffee group this morning, and we're trying to figure out, are we meeting, are we not meeting, whatever, because freezing fog is not, I think the highways will be fine, but I'm not sure about the back roads. And the person whose house we're going to is a little bit in the boondocks. So we'll have to see. But impatience. So if you want to just take a couple of nice deep breaths, opening to receiving the message, breathing and allowing, taking just a couple of minutes for yourself. Good. All right. Impatience. My life is unfolding in divine timing. All delays are beneficial. I'm always at the right place at the right time. Excuse me. I love that center line. All delays are beneficial. I think that's a good one. We ought to have that permanently affixed to everyone's steering wheel, right? All delays are beneficial. And many, many years ago, someone shared something with me that I grabbed onto that was very helpful in terms of dealing with traffic and travel and all of that stuff, which I don't do as much here, although Friday I'll be headed for Wisconsin. But her comment was, how do you know that's not God's intervention? If someone pulls in front of you and slows you down, how do you know that's not God's intervention preventing an accident further down the road? And I thought, well, that's an interesting way to view it. And it's a way to view it that allows me to feel okay about what happens. Good morning, Pat. So the Byron Katie idea of loving what is. Loving what is. If it was meant to be any different, it would be. Loving what is. So when the vast majority of things that happen in our life, we don't know why they happen. They just happen, right? I'm not sure. Some people believe it's all coincidence. I'm not sure I buy that. I believe there's a reason for things happening, and there's many things we can learn from those things that do happen, and that perhaps since we don't know exactly why something has happened, we can choose the best understanding of that allows us to feel good. That allows us to feel good. Looks like someone else is here too. Glad you're here. So I'll give you, for instance, here's a more seemingly negative one, but if I'm walking down the hallway and John passes me and I say, hi, John, and John just keeps walking, there's multiple ways to interpret that, right? John's an asshole and I don't like him anymore. John's deep in his thoughts about something. I wonder what's going on. John didn't hear me, or whatever. I get to pick which of those I'm going to put time and energy into. And again, in terms of allowing myself to feel good, why not pick one? They're all equally plausible, right? Why not pick one that allows me to feel good? John didn't hear me. John didn't hear me. Simple enough, right? So what about doing that? So someone cuts you off in traffic. That jerk, blah, blah, blah. Or, whoops, they made a mistake. I've made mistakes, done the sorry kind of wave. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Now, are there times when someone does do something maliciously? Absolutely. But for the most part, I think we have a pretty good bead on when someone's doing something maliciously and when someone's just being thoughtless, clueless, human, whatever, and we can cut them some slack on that. That doesn't mean, again, that we don't make choices that protect us, but we don't want to get into overprotection, because then that shuts out a whole lot of living, right? So the goal is to live your life fully and abundantly, still having some wisdom in there from the things that happened that were a little bit untoward, but not allowing that to have you living a small life. I have to stay safe. I have to stay protected. I'm too afraid to. And I was working with someone yesterday, and she said that was the #1 thing that's keeping her playing small is fear. And she has some amazing opportunities coming her way right now. So we were working to release the fear. The child self who was wounded needed to release the fear and believe that the adult self would take good care of her. So it went very, very lovely. It was very lovely. So back to impatience. All delays are beneficial. Think about that. If you view any disruption to your plan or, excuse me, delays as beneficial, well, apparently we need to wait a little bit here. Can you imagine how much more satisfactory your life is going to be when we're railing against the things that get in our way, seemingly get in our way? It makes for a less pleasant existence, doesn't it? So I'm always at the right place at the right time. So even in terms of something not so hot happening, perhaps there are gifts in that not so hot thing, whatever it is. Okay? Man, I got a tickle today. Frustrating. I went back to my allergy meds. Things are starting to melt here, and then things always get a little tickly in my throat. So there we go. My life is unfolding in divine timing. What if we flow with that? What if we just accept that that is indeed the case and we flow with it? Well, obviously this wasn't meant to unfold quite yet because it hasn't. And I can lean back and give it some time and some space, ventilate it with my breath, see what happens, but I don't have to be pissed off that it didn't happen in my timing. How do you think you're going to do at this? If this is what we're going to practice today, how do you think it's going to go? Put some comments in there and let's see what we think. I believe for myself, I have gotten much better at catching it in the moment when something isn't quite going the way I had intended, and I can feel the energy beginning to build. Wait a minute. Let it go for... So I've gotten to be masterful at letting it go for an overnight or letting it go for a couple of days. And interestingly, oftentimes it unfolds without me doing intervention, just allowing it the space that it needs for that divine right timing. So that is our card for today. Impatience. So, have an awesome day. Hopefully you don't have freezing fog by you. We'll see how this goes. There's another patience thing. By 9, 10 o'clock, they said it's going to be lifting. So, have an awesome day. See you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. And I'd love to have some of you join us tonight for our full moon. And our full moon is in, let me see who we are in today. Virgo. Full moon in Virgo. So I still have to get my part of this ready to go, but I think it's going to be an awesome one if you want to join us. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.